Hey Practicum, welcome to week 3. We are going to be in a very busy week with lots of teaching opportunities for week 3. Let's get started by looking at the schedule. We've got the Almond Bancroft Middle School coming out on Monday and Tuesday. On Monday they're bringing out the 7th graders, and then on Tuesday they're bringing out the 6th and 8th graders. So Monday I don't think you have too many concerns for Practicum students. Just know Sam Hack, former Practicum student, will be coming out to teach that day and assisting Linda and Jordan and Shayna. And I'll be doing the nature study program with the first and second graders on Monday. On Tuesday, though, we will be meeting out here at 8:15 to work with the 6th and 8th graders. And the way it's worked out, there's an even mix of 6th and 8th graders. So there's 3 6th grade groups and 3 8th grade groups. You're probably going to be working with specifically the 6th graders or specifically the 8th graders. I think it's cedar, spruce, and hemlock are the younger kids. Fir, maple, and pine are the older students. So that'll be helpful in planning a little bit for your programs. And we've got Ashley doing the Winter Lake study, Darcy doing severity, Scott doing survival strategies. Scott, I did need to move you to that Tuesday for next week instead of Thursday. So you're on for Tuesday, Wednesday. Olivia is Winter Lake study as well, Brittany's severity, and Sarah S. is survival strategies. So what that means is that there'll be 2 rounds of each of those going on at the same time. We have plenty of equipment for that to happen, but for winter severity, that means that there'll be 2 different trails we'll be using. We'll need to make sure we have both winter severity trails set up, 2 different areas for survival strategies going on, and Winter Lake study, it'll be the same lake, but we'll have enough holes drilled for both of the groups. But we still only have 1 shanty, so you'll have to use tarps for that. And we'll just kind of rotate through the day. Sarah S., you'll also get a chance to do your nature study lesson that you didn't get to do in week 2. So you'll just be doing the same one. You don't need to submit a new lesson plan since you already have done that. So you'll teach that in the morning. After you'll do 1 round of survival strategies and then do your charter school lesson. And we will be wrapping up around 2:15 with the school group and then cleaning up and debriefing. Wednesday we've got the Houdini school, or Highlands school coming in, sorry. Highlands is going to be bringing about 58 students for Wednesday, Thursday, and then 63 students for a Thursday, Friday trip. And they wanted to keep everyone in 4 field groups at a time, so the field groups will be a little bit larger. There'll be groups of like 15 to a field group if you're teaching with them. They are staying in Walker Lodge and the cabins because they're such a big group. They're also bringing a few students from their Odyssey charter school, and those are students that are pretty brilliant kids. So you may have to challenge yourself a little bit with your lesson plans if you're going to be working with them. So anyways, they have their goal up here, and we're going to be meeting out here at 9 at SWES, and then we'll just kind of run through the day. Everyone will be very busy throughout the day. Mark, you're going to be doing the charter school programs with the pre-K kindergartners, and I will let you know now that you're going to do you're going to do a program on Wednesday and on Thursday with the charter school kids. So you have both nature studies with that age group. So you can see that there. So when you submit your lesson prep for Wednesday, you should really do a lesson prep that covers 2 hours worth of time and explain how you might do some things on Wednesday and some things on Thursday, but you'll be with the same group of kids. You can repeat a lot of your stories or songs with them, and we have an idea for an activity for you to do as a start on Wednesday and end with on Thursday. Otherwise, take a look and see what you're teaching. Are there any important things you need to know? Sydney's leading the evening program on Wednesday night with Brianna and Scott. This is a special school that always gets all parts of an evening program, so there'll be the Stars and Stories program. You will do a campfire with them plus night hikes. So the plan is to separate them out into 3 groups for night hikes. And if it's really, really cold, it might mean doing night hike activities inside another building. So one group staying in Walker, maybe one group going over to Anderson Lodge, and one group going up to Sunset Lodge, turning off all the lights and doing the activities inside the building if it's too cold to really go for a night hike. But they want a full campfire, so make sure that you get a discussion going on that on the discussion board on D2L. All right, let's go to Thursday. Thursday is when half the Highlands group trip 1 is leaving, and then trip 2 is coming in. So we're departing a group and arriving a group. So that's a little confusing, but I have people scheduled for where they'll be moving in groups or welcoming groups and kind of who you're staying with. Take a look though close at your schedule. Make sure I don't have you scheduled to be in 2 places at the same time. I have Brittany and Olivia driving everybody out that day, and then I think it's Brittany will be staying with Ashley and Sarah A. for the evening program, so Ashley's leading the Stars and Stories. And again, you'll do a campfire, plus you'll do night hikes with this group too. And a couple things here. Brittany, you already have one prep that you're submitting for this week. So when you teach survival strategies, that's a lesson you've already taught. You don't need to submit a lesson prep for that. Same with you, Darcy. You do not need to submit a lesson prep for snowshoeing because you're already doing one for another lesson earlier in the week. Here's where Mark is again with the pre-K kindergartners in part 2, working with them again. It's a crazy day, so kind of follow this schedule, read through it, make sure you know where you are. Friday then, we're going to be departing the Highlands group, and that means we'll be meeting out here at 7:15, so early morning, Jake, and I believe we have some guests teaching as well, Shane and Emily from last semester. I believe Emily will want to ride out with you, Jake, so I'll email the 2 of you about that. Shane will probably drive himself, and we'll have the last 4 lessons going on. Jake, you'll be doing Winter Lake Study, and then we'll have the Winter Ecology Jeopardy, which Jordan is leading on Friday. That is also going on Thursday, and I believe Shayna is leading that on Thursday. So that's a fun thing, and if you're around, you can assist with that in the dining hall. So we'll do our wrap-up then afternoon after the school group departs, and do our debrief then. So lots going on the schedule. Make sure you read things carefully. Here's some notes on what we want to do. Your goal for this week for your lesson preps are to create a connection between your lesson and some other lesson that they're participating in. So if you're teaching survival strategies, you have to come up with some way that you can connect that with another lesson like winter severity. And there should either be some questions highlighted in your lesson plan or a place where you reference the other lesson, but somehow you want to create some strong connections so they can see that this is all part of a larger winter ecology theme. So what I would do is just take those words, whatever you had, questions, a paragraph in your lesson prep, and then, put some highlighting on it so that we know that that's where your weekly goals have been met. For charter school themes, Mark is working with pre-K kindergartners. I want you to focus on the colors of winter. One activity we have planned for you is to take these large round tubs, fill them with water, or let the kids fill them with water and put some food coloring in them, and then they'll make like sort of a stained glass piece. So that can be something that they do on Wednesday, and then they will on Thursday be able to take them out of the plastic containers and put them somewhere out on in their play area. So think about how you can do that with them. And if you have time on day 2, you may also want to take them out onto Sunset Lake and maybe shovel a part of the lake off so they can see that there's light penetrating through the ice. You can take a tarp out there like we do with Winter Lake Study. That would be fun for them. I'm doing both the 1st and 2nd graders, both of those charter school lessons, so I'll worry about that. And the 3rd through 5th graders, Sarah is doing her snow snakes activity the first time, and Shayna will follow up with winter games as recreation and connecting them with nature in winter. So those are the themes for the charter schools. If you have any questions about the schedule, just give me a ring. We'll talk to you soon.